What about anxiety and worries? Does that affect being able to hear too? If you're worrying about things and thinking about them, is it harder to take in what people are saying?
Yeah. That sort of puts a block on it, the anxiety. Again, it leads to some sort of mental block where if it's too much anxiety, then you just sort of shut down and just melt into the furniture or just observe people. That's all. You're not really picking up the fun and laughter or the jokes, the conversation. It does stress you a bit. That sort of environment, socially and in the workplace, causes a lot of stress. And that stress, if it's not checked, if it's not managed, or it's not channeled, or if you haven't got an outlet, it can lead to depression. I would say serious depression, and I'd say there'd be a lot of hearing loss or hearing impaired people out there that have either attempted suicide or contemplated. I admit myself, I've been depressed, and that was a number of factors, including the hearing loss. There was other situations, personally break up, but it could trigger, this or heighten that as an issue, the hearing loss.
And
whereas you've dealt with it in the past. You go home sometimes on your own and think, gee, I wish, it does frustrate you when you, particularly when I was at university, that why, you ask the question, why me? Why aren't I able to do what others can, or why do I have to struggle through this? And then you have to really try and think positively. You go negative, and then you've got to think positive. If you don't, then you've got to, that's when you can go down,
So the frustrations and the stresses of having hearing loss and coping with it can create a lot of negative experiences that can contribute to depression and ways of thinking, negative thinking.
And even to, you can understand some people that have got hearing loss, that they commit violence, assaults, because their rationale, or they've misunderstood, the lack of rationale, they've misunderstood, and they haven't been able to, focus and really understand the situation, then they've overreacted or responded, violently, and that could be a combination of stress factors as well.